I'm stuck in this crossroads of loving Valve and hating Valve both at the same time. It's like a very, very toxic relationship. And I can't really put words on it. I feel very excited when things are good. And then a couple months down the line I just feel completely disappointed. It's like a toxic ex that shows a glimpse of something great, and then a couple months down the line it just goes back to its old ways. I know Tyler McVicker kind of touched on this a little bit, but I kind of wanted, as a fan, to kind of share my emotions with Valve. And so I want to start off by saying I'm a huge Half-Life fan. I got the Lambada tattooed on my body just because of how much Half-Life has kind of impacted my life, if that makes any sense. I mean, I started off playing Half-Life probably when I was about 3 or 4 years old. I remember going to the store with my dad, picking up the original Half-Life, installing all of the games or all the discs onto the computer, and I remember doing this for Half-Life 1 and Half-Life 2. And then I remember kind of going into Half-Life 2 and Half-Life 1 and playing the Counter-Strike build, so CS like 1.6 and whatnot. I was playing all that when I was a very, very young age, and I'm still playing these games to this day. And it kind of brought me to a very nostalgic point when I was working far from home, and I get a notification from on my phone from Valve saying that there's a new Half-Life game coming out called HalfLife Alex. This prompted me to kind of upgrade everything I have in my computer. So we're talking graphics card, CPU. I built a whole brand new computer just so I can play this Half-Life Alex game. I bought a Valve Index headset. I already had a Steam controller, so I was used to kind of the what Valve brings to the table when it comes to hardware. And to be honest, 2 years after my purchase, I'm kind of disappointed. Not in the fact that the Index isn't a great headset, because using both the Oculus Quest and the Valve Index is by far the more superior headset. I'm just more upset that the lack of support for the unit itself has just gone by the wayside, that we're not getting regular updates anymore. The problems that have been problems for a long time are still problems. I mean, Half-Life Alex game-breaking bugs are still in the game to this day, and it's been out for 2 years. And I feel like Valve as a company has kind of just jumped ship onto newer and better things, which they have the right to do as a company. But from a consumer standpoint, where I'm sitting right now, it just leaves such a terrible taste in my mouth. I want to be excited for this new Steam Deck. I really do. I think it's a engineering marvel for the PC gaming space. But I just feel like in 2 years' time, they're going to move on to something better, and they're not going to continue on with this hardware that they're creating now. And that's why I'm kind of scared to buy it as a consumer, because I've had a first-hand experience with the Valve Index and not seeing the updates happen to Steam VR, and not being able to play games the way how the games are meant to be played. I want to be able to sit playing PokerStars VR and having a movie from Netflix run on top of my table, so I can sit there, have a good time playing poker and watch a movie at the same time. But half of the time, the browser section of the Steam VR just doesn't work. And I know there's third-party extensions I could use, but it's just not the same as in-house. In-house should be much better than what's available for third-party, or at least be able to function just as well as the third parties, with the third parties having more options for the consumer. I'm very upset. I use my VR system every single day. I'm gonna say that. I'm just upset that they're not working on VR every single day, and they're not working on what consumers have bought. I know it's a very niche market, And I know when I bought the system, it was kind of, I knew I was getting into this niche market. But when you make a big announcement like Half-Life Alex, a beloved game franchise, and you negate your followers and your fans, and you continuously just give them dead bones every single time you release a new product, people are going to see that trend happening, and people aren't going to buy those products anymore. And I think, people are going to eat up these Valve Steam Decks or whatever they're called, and they're going to fly off the shelves, and there's going to be backlogs up until 2024, kind of like how the Valve Index is today. But the support, I feel like, won't be there in 2 years. I know they've just made a bunch of updates to existing Valve titles. I just don't see how Valve will continue the support on it. As soon as they get a new idea, it seems like they just jump ship. And I don't know, it just leaves a really, really bad taste in my mouth just being a Valve Index owner. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this little rant. I mean, I just had to talk. I talk about it. I've had this issue for the last 6 months of just kind of being on this index system and not being able to play the games how I want to play them. And yeah, hopefully I'm not alone in this. Hopefully I'm not a lone wolf kind of talking like this and being upset with Valve, but yeah, hopefully you enjoyed the video. I mean, it's a quick little short one. I don't know if there'll be another upload today or not, but I just wanted to talk about this, kind of get it off my chest a little bit. And yeah, thank you guys for watching. Have a wonderful day. Remember to comment, like, subscribe, and hit that bell notification so every time I upload, you know when it comes out. Thanks guys for watching. Have a good one.